So it's January 9th and then 10th, 2021. I'm outside right as it's hitting midnight. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a situation, huh? What a situation we all find ourselves in today. Regardless of where you live, even if you're not any part of the chaos going on in the United States right now, just the energy that's pounding this planet. Every single one of us is feeling it. And I've made plenty of videos warning everybody of what's coming, making predictions about what's coming. I've given a lot of heartfelt advice, a lot of channeled advice, a lot of suggestions. You know, we're either ready or we're not, on an individual basis, on a collective basis. But today I just want to talk about finding some peace. And, you know, I realize that that's a lot easier said than done. I mean, I'm not going to say everybody's freaking out, but I'm seeing a lot of people freaking out. There's too much information coming in too fast. The energy is just coming in so fast. Even if you're not paying any attention to world events, most likely there's something going on in your life that's chaotic. Situations constantly changing every few minutes. An inability to even energetically get an idea of what you feel, what's going on, what's real, what's not. So how do we get peace? How do we grab onto something? Well, the answer is simple, but it's not as easy as it sounds as well. And the simple answer is to hold on to yourself. But that's not always. It's not always going to fix it, right? I mean, I've preached about getting right with spirit, knowing your truth, making sure that you know the process by which you've determined your truth, all of these things. But maybe that's not working for you right in this exact moment. Maybe things are just a little bit too extreme. It's understandable. It's pretty much almost expected, really. None of us have lived through a time like this. Just planetarily, none of us will live through a time like this. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause this video. If you're in a location where you are not alone, just pause the video and go up to whoever's in your home, whether it be your spouse, kid, dog, cat, chicken, bunny rabbit, your parent, a roommate that you can't stand, whoever it is. And just walk up to them and give them a big hug. Just give them a big hug. If you're too fearful to take off your mask, if you've got a mask on, then so be it. I'm not going to rake you over the coals today for that. Just connect physically with someone to help keep you grounded emotionally and spiritually. Now, I know for some people that's not a habit that you want to create. That's understandable. You want to be able to stand on your own. We all do. But look around at what's going on in the world. I mean, forget the political situation, although I guess it works that way too. The point I'm trying to make is that we're so divided. We're not just divided, we're physically separated. You know, over in the UK and other places, they're completely locked down. There's still places in the United States locked down. Staying away from each other is encouraged. It's keeping each other safe now. Stay away from me. Get 6 feet back. I was watching a video the other day. It was only a few days ago. With somebody that was complaining about the situation in Florida. How, look at how horrible this is. There's people walking on the boardwalk on the beach, and some are masked and some are not. And there's all these people, and they're just walking around, and they're just living, and they're just doing what people would normally do. And this person that posted this was absolutely horrified, calling for the governor to be removed because everybody's going to die. But what was interesting about it is, even though my beliefs are what they are, in watching the video, and just watching a video for 30 seconds of just people doing what they've done forever, just walking around, going in and out of shops and everything, it didn't feel the same. It didn't feel real. It was almost as though I was watching something that I felt was breaking the law, that I felt like, oh my God, what are these people doing? And then I had to catch myself and say, wait, that's normal. That's how we're supposed to be. But the programming, man, the programming runs deep. And even if you don't believe in something, you can catch yourself being aware of it. And so, you want peace. If you're having trouble connecting with your own spirit, if you're having trouble connecting with self, physically connect with someone that's around you. Or an animal, like I said. I mean, spent multiple times on the floor the last couple of days just cuddling up with a dog. Because, look, as much as I do believe that we are our own rock, we are. Spiritually, we are our own sovereign entity. And we have to be that way. We have to know what our energy is and what the energy is of other people and be able to separate it in real time. But right now, I firmly believe that a big part of the problem, a big part of the reason that people are having such trouble with the situation that's going on in the world is because we've been so physically distanced from everybody. I've talked about it, parents are afraid to see their kids. People that, people that I know personally that refuse to see their son when they're flying in from California. They'll they'll pick them up. Got to wear a mask, but I'm not going to hang out with you. It's like in and out of the car. So just the emotions are gone. They've all been replaced with fear. All of it. So if you're having trouble connecting with your own spirit, if you're having trouble with just, maybe you're too connected. I think that's for me how I feel. Truthfully. I've been so tapped in these last few months. And now I'm at the point where I'm feeling things, well in advance of other people. I'm feeling the energy of the collective, a couple days ahead, at least. You can only put so much pressure even on your own self. We got to have other people involved too. And that's what I've been talking about, making sure that you have your tribe, make sure that you have people around you that love you the way you are and that you trust, that you know they have your back. And by all means, like I said, if you don't have a person there, you've got an animal there, that is, sometimes that's better than the person. you know what I mean? Sometimes, you won't have any outstanding emotional debt with your dog. You know what I mean? There's no fight that you just had that you're trying to make up for or anything like that. You just go get love, give love. That's what it's all about. That's the point. You can't have peace with no love. You can't have peace with no love, and that's why the world is on a precipice, or however you say the damn word, on the brink. We're on the brink of something that could get really nasty. It could really get nasty, and it's because the entire planet is in a state of fear, doubling down on it by removing love from the equation. How can you have love for someone but still be so afraid to give them a hug? How? And even if it's possible, the conflict of emotions is it's paralyzing. It's got our chemistry and our hormones just all screwed up inside. So if you're one of these people that, like me, that just wants to rebel against everything that's going on, you wanna fight back somehow. You wanna do something that's gonna change things, fix things. Take off your freaking mask and go give somebody a hug. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die from it. So that's one thing. Now, I'm talking to a few people today, and with the energy that's coming at us, it is so up and down. It is so intense, and it's coming in these rapid bursts. I know I've had a few hits. I know other people have, and it's causing these wild swings, and just not so much in my emotions, but in my level of feeling tapped in. I'm staying tapped in, but I keep getting these huge waves. They don't last that long, but it's just like all of a sudden I have this huge knowing of like, oh wow, that's what this is all about. And then it kind of slips back. I can't quite hold on to it all the way, but it's there. It is there. There's definitely information coming in at us. And to be honest, I think, the dark kind of knows that, and that's why they've orchestrated all this global chaos to go on at the same time to keep us from getting the full download, from getting the complete download. Like I was telling somebody today on a post, they were talking about these extreme things that are going on for them right now, and I likened it to a situation where, with the energy right now, it might get too much at some point, and spirit kind of disconnects because it's too much to take in, and then when you reconnect, you get the full download. Like if you unplug your computer to stop Windows Update for for a year, and then you plug it back in, it's a huge update, right? And I think in many ways that's kind of playing out for us right now. We are getting an update. We are getting a download, but it's very fragmented out there because it's being muddled and blocked by all this freaking fear and chaos. That's what's going on. Point blank, that's what's going on. So, the level of focus required is going to be extreme. And the best thing I can tell you to do, I know the thing that's helped me the most today, is get outside, leave the phone in the house, get the hell away from the phone. If you can get Wi-Fi free, go do it, even for a few hours. And look, don't give me no shit about the weather either, okay? I'm outside. It's about 25 degrees right now. Okay? All right. Put on a raincoat if it's raining. Get the hell outside. Put the phone down. Put the computer down. Go just stand. Just go stand. If your back hurts, just go sit. You don't even have to move. Just get outdoors and look around and reconnect. I don't care if you live where there's only one freaking tree. Look at that tree. If you live in an apartment and all you have is that one little potted plant and there's no trees around you because you live in that big of a city, look at your potted plant. If you have no potted plant, print out a picture of a tree before you go outside to sit in your and look at that. Do you see what I'm trying to get at? Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Unless you just had a giant earthquake or in the middle of a hurricane, the weather ain't so bad that you can't get outside for an hour and tap back in. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take extreme everything. It's going to take extreme focus, extreme effort, extreme faith, extreme acts of love. So yeah, in many ways, I know it seems ridiculous to think that way, but the only way that you're going to get peace right now is to be extreme. You have to be hardcore, okay? You know, this is a war. And, you know, we're not exactly picking up our weapons and going off to war. That's not what this is. This is a spiritual war. A spiritual war. So you're going to have to act like a soldier. You're going to have to do things in ways you wouldn't normally do them. Some of them are going to be uncomfortable, inconvenient, pain in the ass. You're going to have to give up on some things that you really didn't feel like giving up on. You might have to interact with some people that you didn't feel like interacting with. It is going to be the most convoluted, ass-backwards way to achieve peace. But it's what you need to do. It's what we all need to do. And, you know, the bigger point to that, like I just kind of said, stop making excuses. Oh, I'm not preaching either, okay? that sentence is just for me, is just for anybody else, okay? Like I was telling somebody the other day when they were talking about how, you know, they really appreciate the life lessons and the stories and the analogies that I come up with in my videos. I said, you're welcome. But, you know, this isn't because I'm some highfalutin guru, okay? All right, I do the dirty work for you guys, all right? I learn the lessons. I get beat over the head with it. Then I come on over here and say, hey, don't be like me. Don't be a dumbass. Here's what you need to do, okay? Trust me. You know, I would have a hard time pinpointing something that I give out here that's not either a personal lesson or a lesson from somebody that I know intimately. And look, I get it, man. You know, this is the last shreds of watching that old life go away. And there's no shame in admitting it's scary. It's just the speed with which things are happening it is impossible to keep up with. But at the same point, I mean, we're legit at a point right now where we don't even know, you know, as far as the internet is concerned, if our ability to communicate is still going to be here the same way it is tomorrow. Things are getting taken down or removed left and right. And what's worse is that there's people cheering that on. Now, I want to be specific about something here too. You know, Karen and I have been talking about this, and you know, me being my personality, I'm a little more gruff and tough. You know, I come off a certain way, and that's fine. That's my role. All right, you want sunshine and rainbows, you came to the wrong place. It doesn't mean I can't give positive message, but you know, I'm real. I'm not about what should or could be. I'm about what is. Because that's what we have to deal with in real life, is what is. Until we learn the ability to completely just manifest the way it should or could be, like poof, like Cinderella's fairy godmother. Till we get that ability, we have to deal with what is. And I say this is a battle between, it's a spiritual war. And it is. But we're not fighting each other. It sure as hell looks that way, right? It is. It has been set up to look that way. But there's no evil side. There's no good side here in the overwhelming general population. Are there evil people behind some of what's going on? Absolutely. But just because your neighbor next door believes the things that they're being told by the media, it doesn't make them evil. It just makes them human. And humans are gonna human. All you have to do is spend an hour on any internet site right now, and you realize that, wow, everybody on the right is brainwashed, but everybody on the left is brainwashed. Huh. And instead of figuring it out that we've all been lied to by the same side, we're still busy fighting over which one of the sides is right. And that's why the plan is working, because humans can be counted on one thing, and that one thing is to demand that they are right and somebody else is wrong. I mean, you find people that don't need to be that way, but even then, nobody wants to be wrong. You might find people that don't have a demand to be right, but they're still gonna have a hard time admitting they were wrong about something. It's human nature. It's how we are. So, yeah, this is a spiritual war. But this doesn't mean we're going to, strap up and go after our neighbors. That's not how this works. This is what I've been talking about. This is what I've been trying to get everybody to realize, is that it's a war for your soul. But it's one soul at a time. One. Take care of you. And if you're good to go, you take care of your family, close friends. And even then, close friends, look, guys, there's only so much you can do. You could have somebody that you love with all your heart, and you agree with them, they agree with you 90% of the stuff. But that 10%, you can't go to war with them over that 10%. People still are going to have their own journey and live their own life. But people are afraid too, right? They're afraid to disagree even with their closest friends, for fear of being, banned. For fear of losing the friendship over a simple disagreement. We've been taught online, on the internet, that's what you do. I'm going to unfriend you. I'm going to block you. You're canceled. For frickin' what? But that's carried over now into real life. I mean, it's real life now. This is how we're treating each other. You can't have peace with that. You can't have peace without love. You cannot have peace without love. As long as we're so busy picking sides of who we're going to love, there's no peace. Now, I know I've told everybody to find your tribe who's got your back, and that stands. I'm not saying you have to have everybody in your tribe. But have some empathy, have some sympathy for people that feel differently than you, that believe differently than you. It's already happened a couple times. For Karen and I, recently, I've been telling everybody, people are going to come knock at your door that maybe they don't resonate with you. Maybe you thought that ship had sailed on the relationship. And they will come knocking on your door asking questions, or telling you that they kind of found out you were right. But that also may work in reverse too. That may be you going, they were kind of right about that. I kind of had that wrong. And that's where the love is going to come in. That's the only way love is going to come back into this world, is where people are going to be willing to admit where they were wrong. Because we all have it wrong in some ways. We do. We do. We can have our belief of what we think is going to happen and what we want is going to happen, but we don't know. None of us know. And then, geez, I saw somebody today on the Leo King group. This guy, this guy is just all over David Palmer because he predicted that Joe Biden would win the election. And David, he clarified it. He said that that's what he believed, that Trump would win. I might have just said Biden. I don't know. Anyway, David said Biden. I can't talk. David Palmer said Trump would win. And it looks like he didn't. And this guy is all over the group. The point is that calling him out for having it wrong. I mean, making a whole post just to say that other people had said that Trump would win, and David said Trump would win, and I got a list of names. He had a list of names. He didn't publish them, but he makes a whole post about this list of names that he has to show how wrong people were. There's no talking to this person. You couldn't, he was only there to, tell somebody how wrong they were. Well, that's not going to last. That dynamic cannot last if we are to have freedom. Because you can't have peace without love. And you can't have freedom without either one of those things. It's a circle. So, another way to find peace during this time is stop pointing out when somebody else had it wrong. Because none of us know. You don't know. I don't know. David Palmer doesn't know. No, none of us know. We feel, we think. Some of us have intuition. Some of us use astrology. Some of us channel. None of us are perfect. If somebody gets it wrong, we got it wrong. I get it wrong. You get it wrong. We all get it wrong. Well, what good does it do to point it out to anybody? Well, at least we had the balls to say what we think is going to happen. So, be physical with somebody. Give somebody some physical love. Put down your fear of this stupid virus for 30 seconds. Take off your mask. If you can. If it really is going to just absolutely destroy you to take it off, I guess leave it on. But if you're willing to lose your fear for 30 seconds and go hug somebody that you wouldn't normally hug because the government told you not to hug them anymore, I mean, think about this. Go give somebody a damn hug. That's number one. Number two, recognize that your neighbor isn't your enemy. I don't care what they believe. They may be part of the problem. I mean, in many ways, we're all part of the problem. But they're not your enemy. And number three, enough. Enough with telling people how they're wrong, what they did wrong. Try to just instead tell them what you think is right. You can do that, It's not easy. It's not perfect. But instead of telling somebody what you think they got wrong, tell them, hey, you know what I believe? You know what I feel? You know what I think? You know what I'm pretty sure I'm right about? That's okay. Just give them information. Give them light. Show them love. But you're not getting anywhere with anybody by going, hey, You were wrong about that thing. We're not getting anywhere with that. So, look, I know a lot of people are scared right now. Anxiety is high. And it's not possible for any of us to really know what's coming on. I will tell you what my guides have been giving me the last couple of days. Well, a lot longer than that, but since the whole thing went down over in the Capitol and now all this massive censorship and deplatforming of people, since the real shit started to hit the fan, I continue multiple ways and multiple times to check in with Spirit, my guides, lucid dreaming, the entire thing. Every mechanism I have. And I keep asking, which thing is coming? You know, I was asking it in the form of the question of which thing is coming. All these people that think that, Trump is going to use the military and take things back, is that what's coming? Or is it going to be more like what we're already starting to see, where anybody with an alternate point of view is going to be hunted like it's 1984? Which one of those things is coming? The answer I keep getting is both. But I want to add a little caveat to that. And this is just something that's kind of sitting in the back of my head. Now, we've all heard, maybe not all of us, but most people are aware of the whole, I can't say the letter of the alphabet, or the video will get banned, but the certain letter of the alphabet that's somewhere around LMNOP, okay? We know all the predictions that they made. We know what they're saying is going to happen now. But what if it is fake, but it's still going to happen? And what I mean is, as long as there's people that are saying it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, it's been fake the whole time, okay, I have no problem with that, because many of the, nothing's really come of it. But what if someone nefarious was actually putting out that information? And then, right here at the end, they actually had the power to take the actions that made it look like that was going to be real. And then that tricks people, like patriots at the Capitol, that tricks them into thinking, this is it, we're doing it, we're taking the country back. And then they start coming out and actually taking physical, action, real action. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, the rug gets pulled out from under them, the whole thing stops. And the actions that these people take are used to completely clamp down on society in ways that we could never imagine. That, to me, is a real possibility. It really is. I want people to be careful. None of us really know what the hell is going on, and there's so many different layers and levels to things. We don't know what's real. I do not recommend taking physical action. Not at this time, because I just don't trust it. Everything that I've seen makes me believe that we are all being gaslit into taking physical action, so that the government has an absolute reason to just literally shut us all down, take our weapons, and be done with it. I think that's what's happening. And I think that's what Spirit means when they say, both. The name of the game has been confusion since this all started off. And I just don't trust it. I think you could see things start to happen and make it look like, things that have been predicted are coming. and then it just magically stops, and then the next thing you know, we're all locked down. So I guess it comes right back down to what I said at the beginning. Take off your mask and go give somebody a damn hug, would you? because, because you're not going to die from it. You won't die from love. You're not going to die from love. So stop being so afraid of it.